Hello everyone, this is PHTV Channel 4 in Palos Heights. I'm Sue Jankowski and we are here with Meet with Moraine. In this program we talk about classes, events, opportunities you or your family or your neighbors can get involved in at Moraine Valley Community College, which is right around the corner in Palos Hills. If you haven't been there, you should go. It's really a great place. We have a great guest here today for you to learn something about, and that is Dr. Michael Espinoza, who is coordinator of the Criminal Justice Program and chair of the Public Service Department. Welcome, Mike.
Oh, thank you. Hello.
It's nice to have you here, and it's nice to have this corner of the market, so to speak, because that seems like a really important value that someone who is interested in criminal justice and being part of that can actually get some certification. Oh, yeah. In fact, according to what I've learned, students can get an associate degree in criminal justice. Right. And also, there are 3 certificate programs. Do you want to tell us what those are?
Sure. So, aside from the criminal justice associate applied science degree, a student can also pursue one of 3 different certificates that we offer under criminal justice. That would be the Homeland Security Certificate, the Security and Loss Prevention Certificate, or Homeland Security. Each of those are unique. They focus primarily on specific areas. For example, Homeland Security would deal primarily with terrorism and things like that. Security and Loss Prevention has a set of courses that will teach a student about security and different aspects of security. But there's also a couple of courses built into the program where the state requires a student to take these courses and pass them successfully so they can go into the field of security officially. There's the unarmed course and then the armed course. So a person could pursue a position in security where they're unarmed, which is most positions, and then others that are armed.
Okay, so someone decides I would like a certificate like this. Do they? What's the procedure kind of? Do you come to Moraine Valley and you say, I just need a certificate in emergency management, and then you go and do that? Or is that like a stepping off point to getting a degree? Or opposite, are you getting a degree and you're also getting these certificates? What's the usual format of how you handle this?
It's all of that, okay. Actually. It depends on what the person wants to do. If they want to pursue specifically a certificate in Homeland Security, they can do just that. They go to our people in the admissions building and they speak to a advisor and they point them in that direction, get them set up with courses. Or they can be degree pursuing and also pursue a specific certificate as well. So it really depends on what they want to do and what their goals are in the end.
Okay. So do you have some students that come in with, they've already got a degree, whether it's a 2-year or 4-year degree, but they don't have the certification maybe that they want? Do you have that type of individual come in and get a specific certification because their employment is looking for that? Sure.
That happens all the time. People go out into the field and they may work in the field for whatever number of years, many years sometimes, and they decide they want to focus on a specific area, or their employer may be looking to enhance their, the skills of their people, and they may even require them to pursue these different certificates so they can become, more knowledgeable specifically in that area, as opposed to just having a criminal justice degree, for example.
Okay.
So yeah, well, that happens all the time.
Well, that makes sense. So, okay, say they need to come in and get certified, or they only want a certificate, or they want multiple certificates. Is this a program where they can be its class, and how long is each class? What I mean to say is, if I wanted all of these certificates, could I do it like all at one time? Or you're getting a certificate at a certain block of time, like a certain semester?
I don't think it's an ordinary thing for a student to pursue multiple certificates at one time. I think they generally take on one certificate path at a time. It's not to say they couldn't do more than one at one time. It's a pretty heavy caseload if they do that. But sometimes you'll see that some of the courses that we offer in the different certificate programs and the degree program are the same. Some of them are the same. So that you can take a course while you're trying to get your degree. It may also qualify you as part of your certificate program as well. You've already accomplished that. So yes, you can do that, but I don't see that happening very much. It's a pretty heavy workload to do that.
Okay. So if you're going ahead with this and you want to get a certificate, most likely you would go and get that particular certificate, maybe Homeland Security, and you would go and do that. And would that be like, what kind of time frame? Is that like a 6-week, a whole semester, 2 semesters? How long would it take to get something like that?
Well, every one of our certificate programs, just like our degree program, are semesters long. It depends on the certificate you're trying to earn. You can earn a certificate in a matter of a couple of semesters, maybe 3 semesters if you go steadily. Whereas a degree would take you 2 years if you went to school spring, summer, and fall. So certificate programs are generally, months compared to years for a degree.
Okay.
So much shorter time.
Okay. So, I mean, if someone knows, hey, I don't need, for what I want to do, I don't need to go ahead and get that 2-year degree. I can get these certificates and get the job I want.
Sure, yeah.
What kind of job would they be looking for if they were just being certified this way?
Well, a person could get as I said, I mentioned security loss prevention, they can get a position in security. A person that goes into emergency management, for example, could work for, an agency that deals with responding to natural disasters or, major crashes, airplanes, whatever, and they get that education and they can go into fields that specify them to do that type of work as opposed to just a criminal justice degree, which is very broad. So it's the thing to understand about a certificate program is that it specifies a specific area, a specific position or positions, as opposed to criminal justice, which covers just a broad area of positions you can go into.
Yeah, so you're getting real specific with that, how to manage that. That seems like it would be really important, especially if you want to specifically do Homeland Security or emergency type things. Now, the difference, you said there is armed and unarmed. Do you do armed certification also?
Yes. So if a student decides they want to pursue just an unarmed security position, they would take the unarmed portion of that certificate program. If they want to go into the armed position, they would go on to the next step. So you have to take the unarmed course before you can take the armed course. And to be employed or employable as an armed security person, you have to be at least 21 years of age. But it doesn't mean you have to be 21 to take the course. Once you complete the course, you then are registered with the IDFPR, which says that you are certified by the state mandate, so you can pursue a position of armed or unarmed security. But again, it depends on what the person wants to do. Most people, as I said, go into unarmed security, and some go into armed. But yes, we do offer that at Moraine Valley. Students will go to the classroom and do the classroom portion of the course, and then they will actually go to a specific firing range to do the firearms qualification portion. And once they pass that, then they're eligible to be certified.
Okay. So that's probably a decision that they kind of make as they're going. I would think too that maybe a lot of these students, especially if they're younger students, maybe they wouldn't know specifically what they want to do, but they're kind of trying things out.
Yeah, that's very common actually. When students come to Moraine Valley, as I've seen, I would say the biggest majority of the students that I have are just coming out of high school. Some of them know what they want to do, some have an idea of what they want to do, and others are not sure. And that's fine, and hopefully by the time we get through a semester, even one semester, they have a lot better idea of what they want to do. I've had students who come into my classroom and they say, I'm in let's just choose a field. I'm in the automotive field, for example. And by the time they're done with the first semester with us, that's it, I want to go into criminal justice. I love what I'm hearing and I want to go into this. Or if they're not sure, it pushes them over the edge to help make them a decision about what they want to do. Because we identify a lot of different areas of criminal justice in our introduction to criminal justice program, or class I should say. where it covers, in brief, various areas of criminal justice, and their eyes widen like, oh, I didn't know that was there. I didn't know I could do that. That's great. You know, most people think about criminal justice, the first thought comes in mind is being the police. Well, that's just one thing. There's many things you can do in criminal justice. The policing is just one. And this is one way of helping a student, you know, figure out what they want to do. So,
and you know, that is such a value that I think Moraine Valley Community College offers, and that is you can start with something, learn about it, and then expand on it if you want to, or shift gears and not do that. And you know, from what I can tell, we've really had some great people here, some great programs, and it's monetarily a great value. So you can do that experimentation of, I don't know if I want to do this, and it's affordable.
Oh yeah, very affordable. You know, a lot of my students, you know, my own sons, I have 3 adult sons, and when they were deciding what they wanted to do and if they wanted to go away to school, and I said, listen, why don't you consider going to a community college? Of course, Moraine Valley.
Of course.
Of course. Because, you know, once you're done with your first 2 years of school, you then go on to your 4-year university, and when you graduate, you'll graduate from the university as if you had gone there all 4 years. What's the difference? Why not save some money, go to school more, you know, it's close to home. You'll get the same, basically same courses. Why not do that? And a lot of people do that. I've seen a lot of people that have gone to a 4-year school, and then they're in my classroom, and I'll ask them a little bit about their backgrounds, you know, in the first couple of days of class. And a lot of them will say, well, I started out at the University of such and such, but I decided I want to come back home, and so that's why I'm here, and I'm saving some money and close to home, and it works out pretty well. So it's a good decision, I think.
Oh, it's a win-win for students and parents, especially with the costs of 4-year schools at this point. They're so high. And also, I always think, you know, as an older person now, I look at, you know, someone who's 17, 18, and they're maybe going away to school, and I think, well, that's pretty young, you know, to make these big decisions, live on your own, and all of that. This gives them kind of like a wading in kind of thing. Yeah,
it's a nice, you know, maybe simpler segue to going out to the adult world by not having to take the big leap.
Exactly. And also when you hear about the amount of money that, I know my own kids, the amount of money that they took as loans, it's just astronomical. And, you know, that can be cut in half by doing it this way.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay, so now they come in and they decide that they want to do this. So who do you find to be the teachers of this? Are these people with hands-on experience type of individuals?
Well, I'll tell you, the criminal justice can be proud to boast that every one of our instructors either have been or are currently in the field. 100% of us. I don't think everyone can say that. So we have instructors who come from the field or have been in the field. They bring real life experience to the classroom. They could provide, you know, actual examples of, you know, what we're talking about in the classroom, what comes out of the books. We can expand on that. I do it all the time. So yeah, we have people who come from policing, who come from corrections, people who come from security. We have attorneys who are, you know, active in the field, who are also some of our instructors. So we have people from, you know, a variety of positions who come in and are teaching our students in the classrooms.
That's great too, because they have real life experience, and that student can really believe, you know, them as to their experiences, and they can share all of those things. And that makes it really interesting, you know, for them too. That's great. So, okay, is there any kind of like, I want to say like, internship or real life practice, or can they go somewhere, or do they just go and get a job and then, you know, this certificate just is, what's that value? I'm just, you know, I'm thinking student teacher kind of thing where they can like kind of shadow someone and learn about that, or they're prepared and they can go off and do this.
Well, that really depends on where they want to go with their education and what agency they want to work for. Some agencies offer internships that our students can participate in while they're in school. And that's not just criminal justice, that's all over the college. There's a lot of opportunities for internships. Yeah, it just depends on where you want to work and who you want to work for. If you want to become a police officer, for example, we are by no means an academy. We're not here to teach you how to be the police. This is academia. We're here to provide you with, history and theory and things like that. You learn how to become a police officer by attending a police academy or a correctional academy. That's where you learn how to do those positions. There's very few internships that I'm aware of that are available for students. They are there, but not a lot of them.
Okay.
Most of that type of stuff is done, while they're in the academy and while they first hit the field.
Okay. Do you find, I would think there would be some students who then go on to say, yeah, I really want to pursue a law degree. I really want to be in the, police force or whatever. Do they kind of get their feet wet here and go, yep, I've picked my category and what I want to do, and I'm off eventually to a four-year school to learn those other things?
Academically, yes. Like I said, they don't learn how to become police officers or how to become attorneys or things like that. They get a foundation. That's what they get. At the 2-year level, that's what you get primarily. I have students in my classroom who I know for a fact too. One sitting behind the other, they both want to become attorneys. And it's funny because one wants to become a prosecutor, one wants to become a defense attorney, which are on opposite ends of the table. So it's kind of funny.
It is funny.
But I also have those that want to become police officers and those that want to go into homeland security type of things or correctional, or they want to go into some type of counseling, or I have a paralegal student in one of my classes. So I have a whole variety of people in my class that want to do different things, and it's nice because it isn't just a classroom full of people who want to become the police one day. And that's great, but that's what's nice is it's not only that. It shows that people understand that criminal justice is not just becoming the police.
Yeah, it's much broader than that.
Correct.
So I feel like our crime is going up in the country. Are you getting more people interested in your programs, or are they not as interested because things are a little, I think, more difficult now than they've been for a long time?
Well, if I look at the enrollments in our classroom just this semester alone, I don't think the interest level is any less than it has been. I think we did have a small reduction in enrollments in the last year and a half or so, but that was due to the pandemic.
Yeah,
that wasn't
for sure.
really due to the field itself.
Yeah.
So no, I wouldn't say so. I am seeing more people come to the classroom that are not criminal justice declared students. Maybe they want to come in and get a little bit more information about, things that they should know about or things that may affect them in society alone. I tell everybody, take a criminal justice course. Take the introduction to criminal justice course, whether you want to be a criminal justice student or not, because this is stuff that affects you just as a citizen, the things you should learn, that you'd be learning in the classroom. It's not just for those that want to pursue a degree. And, I see that. So
Okay.
it's not really dwindling down, I don't think so.
Okay, well, that's good because, there's a lot of jobs out there and we need people, working at those jobs. That's really great. So is there any prerequisite to these certificate programs that the student needs to have had prior to entering your program?
Not at all. Not at all. You can graduate high school, or in fact, you can even be a high school senior. We do have a program available at the college where a student in high school can begin taking courses, through Moraine Valley, and by the time they graduate and enter the college, they've already accomplished, a couple classes that they don't have to take later. So no, there are no prerequisites for it. You can jump right in and start learning from day one. The only prerequisite we have is one class that we ask a student to take the intro class first, and that would be one of our law classes. It's a pretty intense law class, and we felt it would be best if a student had some foundation before they went on to the law class, before they took it. Because a student can walk in the door and take any criminal justice class they want in any sequence they want. Although we kind of try to encourage them to take the 100 level courses first versus the 200 level courses.
Yeah, it makes sense.
It just makes better sense.
Yeah. Okay, well, that's good. So if any of our viewers are interested in pursuing a certificate or getting into the criminal justice program, what should they do to do that?
Well, there's a couple things they can do. The first thing they can do is they can go on the website. They can look up criminal justice as a program. They can They can find me listed. They can email me directly if they like. But most people, and this is what I would advise more than anything, is to contact an academic advisor at the college whose job it is to sit down with a student and go over what their plans are and kind of map out the schedule for them that would best work for them as it relates to, maybe they have a work schedule or other things going on in life that may not make it as easy for some as it would for others. And talk to them, and they will get you in the right direction. They know the program pretty well. Occasionally they'll reach out to me and ask me, hey, I have a student that needs to have this, or I have a question about that. And that's where we work together and we get things resolved. And it works out pretty well, and that's how a student would do it.
Okay, so it doesn't sound difficult.
No, not at all, not at all.
And you got somebody there helping you, figure it all out. So do that, and you can talk to Dr. Espinoza if you want to. But there's lots of people over there at Moraine Valley Community College to help you. Is there any other advice or information that you want to share with us today before we close out? Advice.
Go to Moraine Valley. It's a great place to be. I always said that Moraine Valley, not just for criminal justice, Moraine Valley is the type of institution that has something for everybody. Doesn't matter what you want to do. It seems like there's a program for it or a course for it or something.
You're so right. I mean, we've had so many people here sharing their programs and things you can do and find out about. So, our viewers should just find out about it. I mean, if criminal justice isn't your thing, there's so many other opportunities.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And in criminal justice, we're also working on creating new classes. We've created a few new classes in the last couple of years that we felt were very relevant to what someone may see in the field. Like, for example, we created a domestic violence class. We never had them before.
Oh, yeah.
Now we have one. We had it for a couple of years now, and it's filled every semester. It's the kind of course that that anybody could attend. It would be of value to anybody. There's so much to know about different things. I mean, every class that we have, as I said, you don't have to be pursuing a degree to take any of our classes. There's just so much information to know. I mean, I always loved the law as a youngster, and I was intrigued by it. And my very first criminal justice class was a law class. I was in the Marine Corps at the time, and I was overseas, and I took a law class, and I was hooked. And from that point forward, I knew I wanted to go into this field. So.
Wow, and so this is a field that really is, we always tell people, pick something you love, then it doesn't seem like work. You just enjoy what you're doing and you are a prime example of that.
In the field, I love going to work every day, and now after the field, working at Moraine Valley, I love going to work. I absolutely just dread days off like we had when we were locked down. I was so unhappy I couldn't go to work. I absolutely love what I do, and I love being in the classroom, and I enjoy interacting with my students. I love teaching them and seeing them go on, and they go out to the field. Sometimes they come back and visit, and it's a real joy to see that they've done something that they want to do, and they're happy doing it. So
that's really so great. And students know when their teacher loves their work and loves sharing what they know with them. So that's a huge benefit to your students. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for coming in today.
Thank you very much.
And be sure to head over to Moraine Valley. Just look at the website or drive over there and kind of walk around and get a feel for it. We've just had so many great opportunities for everybody. I hope you take advantage of them. And again, thanks for coming in today.
Thank you.
We'll see you next time on Meet with Moraine. Thanks for watching us. Bye-bye.